It's the Cool Kids Club. You've been invited to the Cool Kids Club. It's so exciting, yeah. Justin likes monsters, yeah. And Amy likes words in the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Cool Kids Club podcast. This is episode number 105. And
105.
105.
Just trucking right along here.
Yep,
Uh,
we're just moving
well,
down the road.
well, hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm Justin.
I'm Amy. Together we are America's favorite siblings. And,
Yes.
host of this here podcast.
And we're back.
We are back. I don't know why it feels like it's been a really long time since we recorded, but it's just the regular 2 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It's just everything. Every day is so long now.
Every day is
long.
so long. It feels like it's been months.
Yeah.
Our last episode was super fun. That was technically like my birthday-ish episode.
Yeah,
We
that's right.
had the lovely Leilani on as a guest. We talked
Mhm.
about Lizzie McGuire. But now we actually just recently did our annual March Radness.
Yeah,
competition.
let's talk about March Radness for a second.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you're unfamiliar, it's a little thing we do on our social media, primarily
Mhm.
Instagram, every March, our anniversary episode. This is our 4-year anniversary.
This is our 4-year anniversary. We started April of
this is April.
21. Yeah.
Yeah. So every year we do a tournament on social media to determine the topic of our anniversary episode.
Yep.
And this year, Supermarket Sweep
Woo!
won it won the whole thing. I was honestly pretty surprised. I was
Really?
surprised at how March Radness went this year anyway. I feel
Yeah,
like
there were some upsets.
there's usually like 2, maybe 3 topics out of 8 that I'm
Mhm.
like, it's gonna be one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm usually right.
Yeah.
And this year I just was not at all. And I learned something about our fan base, and that is we have a hardcore, not only a hardcore Supermarket Sweep fan base
Uh-huh.
crossover,
Yeah.
but we also have a crazy Beverly Cleary fan base.
Those
That's
crazed
also
Beverly
cross-
Cleary fans.
I know. Beverly Cleary is a topic I've been wanting to do for a long time. It
Yes.
was sort of the runner-up. So I'm just telling you now, like, that's happening this year. Like that's getting put on the schedule because
Yeah.
we had enough people showing love
Yeah, man.
for the idea of a Beverly Cleary episode,
I
and that
mean,
is just
what
one of my
other we had
favorite.
Barbie in there. We had some big topics.
Seinfeld, Barbie,
Seinfeld, Barbie, all of them got knocked out
knocked out
by
by
Beverly
either.
Cleary and Supermarket Sweep.
Yep, and Supermarket Sweep ended up taking it, but it was pretty close.
Was it?
So, and I feel like you can't go wrong with either of those
No.
topics.
No, they're both great topics. And very surprised that we haven't done a Supermarket Sweep, honestly, yet.
You know, it's kind of been on our list for years because this is like one of the. I'm not a big game show guy.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, and I know you love game shows.
I do.
I don't know. I just don't. It's not that I don't like them. I guess it's just that I never put them on.
Okay.
Like I just never ever watch game shows, new, old, any of.
Okay.
And I mean, maybe I did back when we would channel surf and it'd be on, and you'd watch something for a while. But now where
you do like Jeopardy.
There are game shows I like, certainly, but it's like I never go out of my way to watch them. Okay. I love Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune's okay.
Yeah.
Price is Right is
that's top tier.
Top tier. I mean, Supermarket Sweep, especially the version, the 90s version we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I would call top tier. So, I mean, I don't dislike game shows. It's just not something I ever go out of my way. But Supermarket Sweep, I feel like if you talked to America's favorite siblings,
yes,
this is where it begins and ends. If it wasn't a Nickelodeon or a kids game show, I would say we watched the most Supermarket Sweep as kids.
Oh, absolutely.
That or Price is Right.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, I mean, obviously, like, when you look at like Jeopardy, Wheel, and Price is Right, those are shows that are obviously like so big. They have been around for 50 plus years. They've been around for a really, really long time. So obviously those are like the biggest ones. and I love all of them. But Supermarket Sweep is a game show that, compared to those, was short-lived, is not on anymore, and to me is on the same level of enjoyment for me as those shows.
That's the kind of impact that this show made on you specifically. Like,
listen,
when this one, I was like, oh shit, I'll bet Amy is super excited. We're finally doing Supermarket Sweep.
The best thing that has happened in my life might be Pluto TV, by the way.
You and I are big proponents of Pluto TV.
Pluto, you want to sponsor us? Pluto?
Hey, I'll shill for you. I'm about to do it right now for free.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for free. Just like Pluto, for free.
That's right.
Yep. So
I've gotten a couple friends onto Pluto.
Oh man,
it's the best way I have. The way I explained it to a friend of mine, because he had never heard of it, and I was just like, it's the perfect replication of like channel surfing when we were kids and you had cable, and like with all the ups and downs of that, there's commercials. That's but it's just like you never know. It's like I never think to put on, Rambo 2. And then maybe one day I just turn on Pluto and Rambo 2's on. Next thing you know, I've watched all of Rambo 2 and I'm like, shoot, I forgot how much Rambo 2 rules.
Yeah.
First Blood 2.
Well, like, do you ever find yourself thinking like, God, I would love to watch like 6 hours of the Beverly Hillbillies. And
all the time.
But I don't have the DVDs. It's not streaming. Where would I find it? Pluto. They'll have a whole fucking channel. Listen, Pluto has gotten me through some dark times, and I'm just here to say that the Supermarket Sweep channel, the day they take that away, you'll hear me playing taps from all the way over here.
It's all right. Well, if they ever do that, we'll figure out some sort of. I'll find them to download it and we'll get them on a Plex server for you or something. But if God forbid that ever happens,
when they took away the Jeopardy channel, I thought Scott was going to have. I thought he was going to have to be committed. That was pretty bad. But so they have a Supermarket Sweep channel on Pluto, and that's one of my favorite things that exists because, like a lot of stuff, as you're growing up and kind of for us, like in our 20s, you're like, oh God, remember that? Like that sort of like post these things existing yet pre-streaming. So you're like, how am I going to access these things ever again? You know what I mean? Like I can remember when we found that DVD set that was the Charlie Brown Christmas special, Thanksgiving and Halloween. And we purchased it. We split the cost and bought it. And now you think of like, well, you can find those things. It's so easy to find all that stuff. You can
watch it anywhere, anytime.
Right.
Yeah.
But so for a long time, I was like, I can't watch Supermarket Sweep. Like, where are you going to watch that? Maybe on YouTube, some episodes. And then I think it was Netflix or Hulu had like 20 episodes or something up that you could watch. But now Pluto has the channel and they just run that shit all day.
Oh my God. And you are just in hog heaven.
I'm in hog heaven. It is one of my absolute favorite shows. And it really instilled a love of grocery shopping in me that like I used to love going grocery shopping with our mom growing up.
Okay.
But I wanted so bad to be able to do the big sweep, which was of course not what we were there to do. Mom would not have been about that.
We could not afford the big sweep.
No. She's like, get those turkeys out of the cart. If you can
afford the big sweep, you're not shopping for your own groceries.
No, you're not on Supermarket Sweep trying to win $5,000 if you can afford.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't like grocery shopping, but I don't like grocery shopping, I think, because of the people. If it could always be a Supermarket Sweep type situation where I just had the store to myself.
Yeah.
April and I used to years ago, when we both kind of worked night shift and therefore were night owls, we would go shopping at like 10:30 at night. I loved that because we would just take our time. There was nobody in there. It was just us browsing the aisles, listening to whatever music they were playing.
Running wild through the aisles. as they do on Supermarket
Yeah.
Sweep.
And then
Yeah.
we're doing a big old sweep.
There you go, big sweep, throwing turkeys in the car.
Yep, just
Yeah.
making our waitress and Target money
There you
stretch as
go.
far as we could.
Now, I don't like grocery shopping now. But at the
Okay.
time as a kid, I really loved it. Now it's not as fun because it's for survival. Whereas at the time,
Now I have to do it.
it seemed more of a novelty at the time.
It was, because
Uh,
if you didn't do it, it was still going to get done. Mom was going to do it.
Exactly. But now I'm like, God,
Now
I'll fucking do that.
Now if I don't eat, I'll die. So
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta keep this body up. Like I gotta keep this stupid body running. Like it's such a chore.
stupid meat
Um,
sack.
Stupid, yeah. Damn. But let's back it up a little and talk about. So the version that we are talking about, of course, is the iconic '90s version, but that is not the first version of the show. So
I
you want
don't
to talk
think
a little
I
bit
realized
about
this.
the history of it? Yeah.
Well, yeah. So there was an original version of Supermarket Sweep that aired on ABC from 1965 to 1967, and I don't know that I knew that before today. And fun fact, it was shot in actual grocery stores.
What?
Like they would shut the store down to film an episode, I guess.
Oh,
And
man.
they were shot at Food Fair supermarkets, which is a long gone chain, now
Okay.
defunct,
Yeah.
mostly in the New York area.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just a game show that I actually found. We should take a listen to the super jazzy opening credits to the OG 60s Supermarket Sweep.
Now, not only is that very 60s, but it's in black and white.
Yes.
That's
Well,
black and white.
all TV was in black and white in the 60s, pretty much.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
It is
that's
true.
wild.
I
I checked and it's true.
I checked and it's true. But this is not the version we're talking about, because this is not a 1960s nostalgia podcast. This is primarily a 1990s nostalgia podcast.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, on February 5th, 1990,
Just the day before your birthday.
day before my 5th birthday,
Yeah, there you go.
only like a little over a month into the 90s,
Yep.
on Lifetime.
Love it.
Lifetime.
Yep.
The new Supermarket Sweep premiered, ushering in, really setting the tone for the decade, I think.
I mean, David Ruprecht was setting the tone with those sweaters.
I mean, really, like, the sweaters are like most of what I want to talk about today.
It's like 90%.
Like it's like primarily what I think of. It's the first thing that pops in my head when I think of Supermarket Sweep. Are
Is
David
Ruprecht.
Ruprecht sweaters.
Ruprecht. Yeah.
Ruprecht.
I think since we can't say Cosby sweaters anymore, we should say
you just did.
Well, but you should say Ruprecht sweaters or supermarket sweaters, or we should
Supermarket sweaters.
Supermarket sweepers. No.
We're gonna. You could workshop it.
I'm gonna workshop it. But he was out here wearing the most wonderful sweaters.
Tell me about them, because they're much more fresh in your mind, I imagine, as you've watched a lot on Pluto recently.
I mean, sometimes they're pullovers, sometimes they're cardigans. Sometimes he'd have a button-up collar outside of the sweater. The later, which we'll talk more about the kind of iteration where they sort of retool it a little bit in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then he's only wearing like button-up shirts and ties. And I'm like, well, that's how you know it's not as good. Because they've made him
PAX TV years. Remember
PAX TV.
TV?
Not until I read the notes, I had forgotten all about PAX TV.
PAX TV. It moved to PAX TV in
K-PAX,
1999.
K-PAX TV. Yeah, like those are not as good because they've made him dye his hair this like unnatural brown, and he's wearing a button up and a tie. Now the tie is very 90s, but that's how you know. That's how you know it's not.
The sweaters are the heart and soul of
They
Supermarket
are the
Sweep.
beating heart of Supermarket Sweep. Yeah, so that started in 1990, and that run that we're talking about, the sweater run, we'll call it.
The sweater run.
The sweater years. Which
is peak sweep.
Peak sweep. This is 90 to 95.
So really just peak years.
Well, it was all terrible after that.
Yeah. we had a couple more good ones.
We had a couple more good ones. You got Spice Girls coming in, Yeah, so that was 90 to 95. Of course, they ran reruns and everything. And then the PAX years, as we talked about, that started in 99 and ran till 2000. So just like a year. And then again, it ran 2 different times?
It ran 2 different times on PAX. It ran from 99 to 2000 and then 2000 to 2003.
So really 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they kind of shelved it and then they de-shelved it.
I see. Yeah, those are the years when I see those episodes. They're still good because it's Supermarket Sweep, but they add in a lot of they change some of the games around. They add in too much.
Okay.
They're doing too much.
They've got too much shit on.
Although I will say I really do enjoy the opening credits from those eras because they're very they're giving like Windows 95 screensaver vibes. Like, remember the one where you would remember that? Was it a screensaver? Like a maze? You'd go through the maze?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's giving that, but like in a supermarket. It's very like computer generated.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to post those on socials.
Absolutely.
I do also enjoy the credits for the 90s one because it's just clips of people on the show and it's
and Johnny Gilbert, the announcer, the iconic voice of Johnny Gilbert.
Johnny Gilbert, yes,
just hyping you the fuck
for
Supermarket Sweep.
If you don't know, Johnny Gilbert is the long time, I don't think he is anymore, the long time announcer on Jeopardy.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
So yeah, the thank you, Johnny Gilbert, at the end of every episode.
Yes.
And we do thank you for your service, Johnny.
We do thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Great voice.
Great voice.
And he would get you so hyped up for these people running around the grocery store.
Running wild through the aisles, is what they'd say. That's my favorite. I get so upset when I'm watching an episode and they say something else. They don't say running wild through the aisles. He tries to change it up sometimes, and I'm like, don't mess with perfection, David.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then at the end, they always say, next time you're at the store, when you hear that beep, and then they beep, they say, think of all the fun you could have on Supermarket Sweep, and everybody says Supermarket Sweep, and that's how they end it. Don't mess with perfection.
Yeah, you got it. You figured it out.
You have figured out the formula. Just do it. Yeah. So now, do you remember a lot of
people right now are like, what the hell is Supermarket Sweep? Because I'm imagining some people have maybe never seen it. And they're
maybe not.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. What is that?
It's sweaters.
It's sweaters. We've got that. We've established that.
It's in a supermarket and a guy's wearing sweaters. Well, tell us a little bit about the games. It is a game show.
Yeah, and you're going to be more familiar with this because you've watched it more recently. But essentially, there's 3 rounds. So, like a lot of game shows, you start with the questions round. The question rounds. There's a couple rounds, right?
Yes, and you have
3 rounds,
3 teams of 2. So you've got,
and they're always related, right? So they're always like,
not always. It could be friends,
or
yeah. I mean, they definitely know each other. Yes.
They know each other in real life, yeah.
Now, my favorite...
In real life. Supermarket Sweep is real life.
It is real. My favorite is to figure out which ones say they're roommates but are actually lovers.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
there's a lot of
There's a
that.
lot of
In
like
fact,
they own a boutique together.
yeah,
Just
yes, they
two college chums,
who
you know?
own like a dog fashion boutique
And that's
together.
all.
And that's it. Just best friends and business partners. There's actually a really sweet story that surfaced a few years ago about a couple, two men, who were on Supermarket Sweep back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And I I can't
I
remember
saw this. I remember this.
if they
Yeah.
were actually dating at the time or if they were just literally business partners, but they are still together like 40
Uh-huh.
years later, and they really are together. And that's very sweet. And they posted something about them being on Supermarket Sweep together. I watched an episode one day where the comedian Lonnie Love was on, like way before she was a comedian,
Uh-huh.
which I think is really interesting. It's a lot of sometimes you'll be like, it's a lot of college students,
Okay.
oftentimes. Um, it's obviously filmed in the LA area, so it's a lot of like college students and like you can tell like, waiters, waitresses who are trying to break into acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there's
Okay.
so it's three pairs, and so you'll have your questions round where you'll have one from each pair,
Uh-huh.
and then the second round the other half come up, and then the third round is called the round robin where they take turns.
Right. That's right. The third one's the round robin. And
Mhm.
we should say that they're competing for two things, really. They're competing for
Yes.
money
Sure.
and they're competing in the question round. So that the whole point of Supermarket Sweep is the big sweep.
Yes.
Like that's the second round. That's the second part, and
Mhm.
that's what you're building up to. You're
Yeah.
competing for time, so you'll get like depending on like
Correct.
bonuses or correct answers.
Mhm.
You're building up your time that you get to
Yeah.
add to
You're
your.
not
It's
you're
just
not winning
more time
money.
for the big sweep.
Mhm. So
Right.
that you have the chance to win the money. Um
Yes. But in the first round, you're
yeah.
competing for seconds on the clock, basically.
Correct. So you start out, each team gets a minute and a half to
Okay.
start, and then um, they always do a mini sweep at the very beginning, at least during this era. They would
Okay.
always do a mini sweep, and so they would ask a question, and then whoever gets it correct, um, like let's say the answer is like Tide detergent, and they get it correct. The person who gets it correct, their partner has 30 seconds to run out into the store and find the specially marked Tide detergent and get it back. And when they do, they get 20 seconds on the clock, or like 30. They get like a big chunk of time.
Okay.
Oh no, they get $50 on their total and maybe like an extra 10 or 20 seconds or something. But they got to get
Okay.
it back in 30 seconds. Then they started doing one of those like halfway through the show too. They would do two of those. That was the later years. Two mini sweeps? Yeah. But yeah, they're going for time. And because obviously the more time you have out there in the big sweep, the more things you can put in your cart, the more money you can get.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing, right?
Mhm.
The big sweep is
Yeah.
you're running like a madman
Yeah.
with a cart through a grocery store,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get as much dollar value of products
Yeah.
into your cart as possible, and
Right.
then back to your partner to ring them up.
Yeah. And you can have like unlimited carts,
Uh-huh.
so you can go back and get fresh carts, empty carts from your partner. So only one person, does the sweep. Um I like to, as I'm watching, guess who's going to run the sweep. Um and I also like, while I'm watching, to guess who I think should be running the sweep and who is a fucking idiot and needs to just sit back. Like,
Just sit back and ring
I
them up.
just sit back and ring them up, you dumb bitch. Like, I'm forever just like, get the turkeys, like, get the big cheeses. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
I
I
don't
mean, you got to
understand it.
go for the expensive shit, right? That's what
There's a
makes sense.
strategy. There's such a strategy here. And they try to they try to distract you almost with
Sure, yeah.
too many bonus things you can do.
Uh-huh.
And this does get really bad in those later, like the 2000s era, where, okay, you're running the big sweep. Great. You've got, 2 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever. And you basically have, um, they're like giant bonus items. So they're like big inflatable things, like a big
See, that's what I was gonna say.
inflatable
I remember
Pepsi
like a big
can.
soda can or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would have, a price on it that was covered up, and so if you found one of those in the store, you'd drag it back. You had to have it back over the line before the buzzer,
Uh-huh.
and then at the end, you would rip the thing off and see if it's either worth 50, 100, or 200. So, you had those, and that was kinda it. Like, they would occasionally have something, like, they would do, like he would have David would have, like, a shopping list, and he'd be like, "Okay, if you find all 3 of these items, it's an extra $100," and it would be, like, 3 random items each
Uh-huh.
episode. But that was kinda it. So, you had some
Yeah.
extra opportunities to win more money, but it was really about the sweep. Well, they start, the later years, they have those things. Then they have a manager special, which is like a big, how they would just have, you'd have like a big round tub with like cans of stuff at, like at a supermarket.
Uh-huh.
And so it would be like, you're looking for the Bush's baked beans. And it'd have to be this specially marked can. So you're digging through the cans and they'd have like, if you get a pound of coffee, ground coffee from the machine, like that's $100. But those are like time wasters. Like, and you had to
Right.
get like, I mean, sometimes it's worth it, but it's almost just like, God, you're spending 25, 30 of your precious seconds standing there getting ground coffee. I'm like, I could put more than $100 in my cart in that amount of time. It never
Yeah.
seemed worth it to me. It's almost like they're trying to distract you. I
Well, sure.
mean,
Yeah, they are.
yeah. And like, and then another one I just remembered that they kind of added in. They would have screens. They'd have 3 like touch screens
Okay.
in the store, and like, okay, let's say it's like Smucker's grape jelly. Like you would touch a screen and it'd be like grape, and then another screen might say Smucker's, and then another one's and you'd have to go around and touch all 3 screens. And I'm just like, it's a waste of fucking time. Like, I know they're trying not to give out that money, but damn.
You've really got some opinions on this.
I really do.
I
I really
appreciate
love this show.
I appreciate it. And there's just apparently there's just nothing better than that sweet spot of those first like 5
Oh,
David
they're
Ruprecht
so
years.
they're so good, yeah. I mean, they start doing, I think, like, the manager special and the coffee and stuff, but they don't do it, like, every single sweep. They'll have it,
Uh-huh.
like, occasionally, but I feel like in those later years, I'm like, "There's too many goddamn things going on in this sweep." Like,
Yeah.
we don't
You
have to
gotta
do everything.
you gotta simplify the sweep.
It's everything everywhere all at once. It's too much. It's just too much. Um, but yeah, no, so what do you remember most, except for the sweaters, of course, about Supermarket Sweep?
Oh, I mean, the big sweep. I mean, the big
The
sweep is
running wild through the aisles.
running wild through the aisles, just
Yeah.
people running like a madman,
Mhm.
throwing stuff in their cart.
Throwing
Um,
ham.
hey, like there's usually like, you got to go for the big meats, the big expensive meats.
You
So
gotta
you
go
see a
big
lot
meats.
of, people slinging turkeys and meats
And
and
those
ham.
are not lightweight, you
No, and
know?
they're real. I mean, that's like a real,
Yeah.
like, 18-pound butterball turkey you're tossing
Sure.
around in there. So again, you do have to pick, like, so who's got stamina, who's got strength,
Mhm.
who's gonna run the sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. They're limited to 5 items, like 5 of any one item.
That's true. So there are
Mhm.
3 main rules to the sweep
Yes,
we
tell us
should
the
talk
rules.
about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's rule number 1, basically,
Yeah.
is that you can't take more than 5 of any one item.
Mhm.
If you knock an item off the shelf
Mhm.
or damage the shelves or displays
Yeah.
or anything, the person who did it has to either replace the item on the shelf, put
Mhm.
it in their cart, or take a $25 penalty
Yeah.
for each item. I think this is to encourage people from just ramming through shit.
Just going absolutely fucking ham.
I'm gonna ride my shopping cart full speed into like the display of cereal and just
the Doritos display.
Doritos and see how many go in the cart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other rule, of course, we already kind of mentioned that of the 2 people on the team, only the runner is allowed in the market.
Yes.
That their partner has to stay behind the line
Yes.
at the cash register, ringing them up.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you imagine getting all the way to supermarket sweep and you have to like run the register?
Cashier.
If I didn't get to actually sweep, I'd be so fucking mad.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. I was going to save it till the end, but I kind of want to ask it now.
Okay.
Who would you go on supermarket sweep with? Like, who in your life would you go on supermarket sweep with?
I mean, it'd be either April or you, because April's the person I do my typical grocery shopping with.
But April's going to get lost. April's going to wander off.
She might wander off. I mean, probably you. I mean, you seem to know a lot about this, so
I mean, yeah,
I probably you. I can't think of any other better candidate.
I mean, I love my husband, but it can't be him. He's also would wander off.
Well, that's why they. Yeah.
Well, my husband has a like a lot of husbands, has a bad habit of not being able to see what's right in front of his fucking face. So it'll be like, you know, hey honey, where's the ibuprofen? I'm like, oh, it's right there in the closet. It's not. It's right. No, it is. And it's right there. So like, can you imagine him going to get the mini sweep and he's looking at that specially marked Tide? It's right in front of him and he doesn't see it. Do you know how mad I'd be when he came back with empty-handed?
Divorce.
Yeah. Divorce. I'd be like, after this, it's over. So yeah, I love him, but I don't know that he would be. Now he would do he might knock stuff off the shelves in the sweep and not know
he definitely would knock off the shelves.
He could probably hear me in the other room and he's like, fuck you.
Shit talking me on the podcast.
Listen, he'd be excellent at Jeopardy. He knows a lot of shit. But supermarket sweep just might not be the game. I probably would choose you as well.
All right.
Choose you.
Well, if they ever bring it back, they have brought it back, and we'll mention that here in a few minutes. If they ever do it again.
It's David Ruprecht or nothing for me, you know.
So the last part of the show, the big sweep is obviously that's your highlight.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a bonus sweep at the end of the episode.
That's the thing.
Correct?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's weird. It's like you're playing the games to get to, you know, everybody gets to play the big sweep. You're playing for time, and then whoever wins the big sweep, great, you've won whatever money you accrued. Let's say you got, you know, $1,000 of groceries. You win that money, but you win the chance for $5,000 additional dollars.
The person who got the most.
The person who got the most.
I'm sorry, the team who got the most.
Yes. So it's like 3-tiered. Like the big sweep is not even the end. That's just like, you win that and that's great, but you can still go on and
you know, they kind of do that on Wheel of Fortune too, where you kind of go at the end and it's sort of like after the big finale thing, you have your little chance for a bonus.
Yeah, that's true. You spin that smaller wheel.
Tabletop wheel.
Little tabletop. It's like a roulette situation.
So the way, correct me if I'm wrong,
but
I believe the way the bonus sweeps work. So the winning team, whoever gathered the most
wins the big sweep.
Whoever wins the big sweep. They have 60 seconds.
Yeah.
They're competing for an extra $5,000.
Yep.
And they're looking for 3 items.
Yep. There's 3 clues.
So David Ruprecht how does that work? He gives a clue to them.
So he reads the first clue.
Okay.
And the timer starts when he has completed reading the question.
Okay.
So he reads the question. They take off. I think they have the question in their hand. They take off to try to find that item. When they find it, it has to be the specially marked item, and they flip it around, and it has the next clue on the back. So they
Mhm.
read that, and that leads them to the second item. And then, of
Okay.
course, then if they can make it to the third item. So they have to get 3 clues correct in 60 seconds. And they have to have,
That's a
that's another
lot
thing.
in 60
It is a
seconds.
lot. And like, they have to have that, like, the money, the fake like money that's like the prize. They have to have their hands on that. So if the last thing is a fruit box of fruit roll-ups and you've got the box in your hand and and the buzzer goes off, it doesn't count. You have to have that money that's hidden behind it in your hand. And
Wow.
if you happen to see the money, but like let's say you're running through trying to find the second clue and you see the item or the money, you still have to get the second clue first before you can go to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the money that they have, it's like
Does
fanned
anyone
out.
ever win the bonus sweep?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd say it happens like a
Seems
third
pretty
of the
difficult.
time.
Yeah,
It would be
okay.
difficult. Well, and they're like riddles. Fucking stupid. Like some of the clues are so poorly written. And I'm just
Okay.
like, that was dumb. No one would get that. Like, but then you
You
think, I
stupid
mean,
idiots.
it's so much easier when you're at home and
Yeah, and you can
you don't,
armchair quarterback it.
yeah, and you don't have the ticking, the
Yeah.
clock. And the audience is counting down like the last 10 seconds, so you
There's a lot of
know you're
pressure.
about
The
to.
lights are hot. The cameras are
Lights are
on.
hot. Yeah,
Pressure's on.
those floors are freshly waxed.
You're in a
You
pressure
know,
cooker.
get up. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And that is when, so you're going out as the team. So even if you had to be cashier before, now you got to get your ass in gear. You got
Yeah.
to run around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta have it together. You gotta have
Yeah,
it together if you want to win the bonus sweep.
I think we could do it.
I think if anyone could do it, we could do it.
Yeah, I agree. I would have to dress very specifically because if I'm running, my pants will be falling down. So I'm gonna have to wear like a wrestling singlet.
No, what we'll do is we'll get matching suspenders, and that'll be like our team thing.
Oh
You
God,
know?
Justin, we didn't even talk about the sweatshirts at the end. That's like my
Oh,
favorite part.
okay, please.
Okay, so he's got the sweaters on, which is great.
Yeah, yeah.
Then when they're getting ready for the big sweep, okay, so it's like, okay, Justin and Amy, you've got 3 minutes and 10 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And of course, that's the order in which they go.
Uh-huh.
Well, then they go to commercial and they come back and everybody's ready for the big sweep and they've changed clothing
What?
because
Like a Madonna concert.
it is. So I can't remember which colors. I think team 1 is red crew neck sweatshirts.
Okay.
And I think team 2 is green and team 3 is yellow. And so they're the colors and they've got the number on them.
Okay.
And so of course, because it's the 90s, everybody's got like, collars popping out of the sweatshirt. Like,
I love that they
maybe-
were like, we need a team outfit. Sweaters, obviously. It's gonna be sweaters.
the whole theme is sweaters.
It's the sweaters everywhere.
Sweater market sweater. Sweater market. Sweater market.
Workshop it.
Workshop. Sweater market sweep.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna keep workshopping. We'll get there. But yeah, so they got the switch. So Justin, I'm gonna be sweating so bad. I'm just imagining us, even if I'm not doing the sweep.
Not only are you gonna have to run around and be all physical,
I'm gonna have to wear a wrestling singlet so that my pants don't fall down. Probably no underwear because the underwear will be fine.
Well, not with a singlet.
Okay, so no underwear, wrestling singlet, sweatshirt over top of it. I hope I don't have to pee. That's and like sneakers, probably with leg warmers because that's what everybody was wearing, and I want to be on trend. So that's what my outfit would be.
That sounds like quite the look.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I've said for a few years now that that's I'm going to make Scott do that for Halloween. We're going to
I think
be
that'd be a great couple's costume. Supermarket sweep contestants.
supermarket sweep. It's just got to be a cold Halloween. It can't be one of them hot Halloweens because sweaters.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you should each carry around like a butterball turkey.
Yeah, like a full 18-pound
Uh-huh.
butterball turkey that is thawing as the night goes on in your arms.
And then you eat that turkey a month
getting
later at
all-
Thanksgiving.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Figured it out. I don't really know how that's going to go food-wise. Like,
Yeah,
it's really not supposed to thaw and then refreeze meat. So I don't know.
I don't know.
We might get mighty sick, but we'll see.
Maybe just the turkey for the pictures and then put it back in the freezer.
Yeah, the turkey.
You could carry around like just a Jenny-O turkey breast for the rest of the evening in your trick or treat
maintain
bag.
the spirit.
Yeah.
The spirit of the thing.
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
I just love this show, man. It's so good and it's so 90s. Like the colors of everything, like it's just
Yeah, I pulled some up on YouTube earlier and was watching, and just the graphics and the music and the fashion of everyone involved. And me, I'm just like, I love old retail stuff. Like I just love looking at the aisles. I was with a friend the other day watching a movie that was kind of like set in a grocery store, and I was like, the best part of this movie is looking at all the old cereal boxes and like stuff behind them as they're talking. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. I remember that.
You're like, I'm not even listening to the conversation.
No, I'm
trying to get a peek at that diet slice, back there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what this show is. And it's so funny because they'll be like, a lot of the answers I know, but then I'm like, that's not even a brand anymore. That's not even a thing. It'll just be like this random thing that was very common in 1991, but I'm like, that doesn't even exist anymore. I don't even know.
Have you ever had like a real memory unlocked moment with something like that? Where you were
for
like,
sure.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing that existed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the labels for everything, the logos, and oh gosh, it's so good. I think we should post all the different opening credits if you can on socials and see what people like the best. Because the one from the 90s is really funny because, like I said, it's just clips of people on the show. But there's this one clip and they freeze frame on it at the end, and it's this woman just being like clearly just had just won $5,000 and it's just looks like she's screaming bloody murder, and that's what they screenshot, or
intensity.
Yeah, very intense, freeze frame. That's what I was looking for. They freeze frame on her. It's great. It's wonderful.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I've talked a lot this episode. I'm very passionate about Supermarket
Sweep. I love listening to someone talk about something they're passionate about. And
for you, it's World War II, and then for me, it's Supermarket Sweep.
I talk about a lot of things.
Both.
I'm a
really
passionate man,
important
Amy.
in U.S. history.
Yes.
I would venture to say maybe equally actually as important in U.S. history. World War II and the 90 to 95 run of Supermarket Sweep on Lifetime with Mr. David Ruprecht. Who is still alive, seems to be doing great.
Yeah, did he have? Is he doing?
And nobody's made any sexual assault allegations against him. He seems like he's a good guy.
Okay, good. Yeah. At least one of our sweater icons is seemingly clean.
He gives me like Mark Summers energy, just you know what I mean?
Yeah, just very friendly, very average guy, funny, comes,
charming. Comes running out.
Just, a lot of energy, a lot of
he's
just a nice guy.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of international versions, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, I think the most popular is the British version. I actually watched a little bit of an episode of the British version today on YouTube.
What kind of food do they have? Is it just big beans and sausages?
Yeah.
It's just a whole store full of
beans.
Oh god, it's just beans and sauce. I'm sorry for our
It's called Bangers.
yeah. I'm sorry to
Uh,
our British
I'm
listeners
so sorry.
for my terrible accent and bastardization
No,
of
they
your
had. I
culture.
mean, it was this. It was the same show, but yeah, there were some like European brands that we didn't have here. But
Sure. This is
um,
all jelly tots and
you are just Amy. We need to
what?
be mending fences with our European and
Please let us
allies,
into your
and
country.
not feeding into the divisiveness of the
This is
world.
true.
Do not
You guys,
insult the British people and their
it's not
supermarket
an insult because I got some of them jelly tots at Epcot
fleet.
and they're delicious, you guys. I get it. I also got some wine gums. Love those as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now they did air, as is pretty much the case with everything we seem to cover on the show. There
Uh-huh.
was a revival.
Yeah.
What's old is new again, or
Yep.
what's new? Whatever the saying is.
No, you
That's
said
right.
it. Yeah.
I said it right.
You did.
This ran from 2020 to 2022. I never saw any of it. It was hosted by Leslie Jones.
Yes. We actually did watch this when it was on, and it's funny that it says 2020 to 22 because I think there were like 10 episodes. They just didn't like officially cancel it till like
Okay.
2020. I think there was like one season of it.
Okay.
But we did watch it, and I mean, I like Leslie Jones and all, but it's just not the same.
You want to know something infuriating, Amy?
What?
So there are three iterations of this show, right? The original
Mhm.
60s one, the main
Sure.
one that we're talking about, and then the revival in 2020.
Yeah.
The original 60s run and the revival one
Mhm.
both had board games made for them, but not the 90s one.
What?
Can you imagine? I mean,
The 90s one's the only one that matters.
I know you're preaching to the choir.
My God.
I
Get,
think it's up to- I
get
think
Milton
it's up
and
to
Bradley
us.
on the phone. Both. I want both the Parker brothers. Get them on it. Get them on a three-way call.
It'd be like a 5-way call.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I assume they
Can
don't
we
all live
invite-
together in the house.
Can we invite them on? Send them the StreamYard link. I need to talk to them.
I mean, they're all dead. They've got to be. I mean, they're old as shit.
Someone's running those companies, and I need to know who.
Yeah.
We need to.
Uh,
we need.
I
this
think we
as
just
a
need to
society.
see what I think we need to do is just take it into our own hands, design our own 90s supermarket sweep board game. I think
we just talked Food City into letting us do our own supermarket sweep and run wild through their aisles.
Yeah, maybe we could tie it in.
It could
for
be
some
like a
other
local,
ways
you know
to
how
go.
they do like the Tri-Cities Dancing with the Stars and it's for charity and all this.
Uh-huh.
Food
Oh,
City
that-
could get in
yeah.
on that. We could do a supermarket sweep. I'm telling you.
Mm. That's
All
not
the
bad.
money that all the values of it goes to charity.
Yeah, you play for charity. Yeah, I like
I'm
it. I
telling
like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on it.
And
We're gonna get on it.
I'm gonna talk to Mr. City. Mr. Food
Please.
City.
Please, Mr. City was my father. Call me food.
You can tell. Can you tell that we've not had dinner yet?
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
one of those episodes.
Hey,
Yeah, that
Amy,
is
before this goes too much off the rails, you want to do some plugs?
well. If you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you did, then check out the 104 episodes that we made before this. You can find it anywhere you found this one on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And of course, check us out on social media. We are on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Cool Kids Club Pod. You can also find Justin's nerd account where he shows off all of his cool toys and things that he has. And that is on Instagram at Cool Kid Clubhouse. If you want to follow each of us individually on Instagram, and I don't know why you would, Justin is at Lousy with Ghosts, and I am at Amy with 4 H's.
And we would be remiss if we did not mention Brian Hayguys Wakefield and his
That's true.
wonderful theme songs. Friend to All, Healer of the
Uh-huh.
Sick,
Uh-huh.
on and on
Friend
and
to
on.
all great and small, yeah.
Great and small. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Brian Wakefield. BrianWakefieldMusic.com. Check it.
Check him out.
out.
Check him out. Well, Justin, I got a hankering to go grocery shopping.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're absolutely getting ready as soon as we're done here.
Yeah.
Grab yourself some dinner,
Uh-huh.
fire up some Pluto TV,
Probably gonna.
and just enter the supermarket.
Listen,
Just
holler at
re-
us, Pluto. We will.
yeah.
Yep. We're ready. We're ready to be sponsored.
I cannot wait to sell out.
Cannot wait. Oh, God.
I
We're
would
4
love
years
to
in.
sell
I don't
out.
know that it's going to happen.
I would love to sell out. Like
Like,
if
love
someone
nothing more.
love nothing more. Yeah, I like money.
I'll lock money.
Hey, I like money.
Uh,
Amy, what do you think the people should do until our next episode? What do we usually say here?
I think you should stay cool.
Stay cool. That's right.
And the next time you hear that beep, think of all the fun you could have. Really?
Supermarket sweep.
Oh my God.
I did it.